Good evening, children. Today we are going to start a new lesson, that is microbes, friend and foe. All of us know about this topic, and nowadays it has become, in this pandemic situation, this topic has it's like a boom for everywhere. Everybody, everywhere we are talking about virus and all. And our topic is mostly relevant to our present day. I mean, present day scenario. We can link up with our topic right now. So before we are going to enter into this topic, let me tell you in detail what exactly are microorganisms first. Microorganisms are the tiny creatures, they are almost like, before your ancestors or my ancestors or before anybody's ancestors. They are like, we can say, one amazing fact is that these microbes are present on our earth like millions and billions of years ago. Probably they are the first organisms which was found on the earth. And later, just one more fact is that even before the dinosaurs, these microbes are into the existence. And these microorganisms are the tiniest creatures, one of the tiniest creatures, and we cannot see them or with our naked eye. We need some instrument to see what exactly are these creatures. Can you tell me what is that instrument, children? We can't see with our naked eye, but how can we see these microorganisms?
Through my microscope.
Through
Microscopes.
microscope. Very good. And these microbes are cosmopolitan in distribution. What is this word cosmopolitan or omnipresent? Means these microorganisms exist almost everywhere. In the air, in the soil, even inside your human bodies, these microorganisms are found. These microorganisms are, I mean, in short, we can call it as microbes. So, as I told you, these microbes are everywhere. So, is it not going to harm us, children? What do you think? Is it going to harm us, or is it going to be useful to the humankind? What do you think of it?
It may be useful or maybe not useful.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, some are useful, as you pointed out, and some are harmful. I mean, it's like it is common, right? Even within us also, we have certain positive points and certain negative things. Like when we are doing friendship with some people around us, like we will see some good qualities and some bad qualities. Similarly, these microbes also has a lot of positive things and as well as negative aspects of these microbes. Before that, let me explain. There are various groups of microorganisms exist in our nature. So I'll continue my teaching with a small PPT. Children, please pay attention so that you can understand in a better way. Microorganisms, friend and foe. Yeah, as I told you, can you able to see my screen, children? Are you able to see my screen?
Teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Thanks a lot for your answer. Now listen, as I told you, these microorganisms are present everywhere, in the air, water, and not only these microorganisms are helpful, they are also going to cause some sort of disruptions to the human life as we are in the present situation right now. These microbes we can't see with our eye. We can be seen only with the help of microscope, and they may be unicellular and they may be multicellular. In our previous chapter, you have learned what is unicellular. Unicellular means only a single cell will be present, whereas a multicellular means so many cells grouped together. I mean, each and every cell is contributed with some sort of the work to be done. And these microorganisms, they exist alone or they stay in groups. And you know one thing, children, one best example of these microbes is your spoiled food. Your food is going to get spoiled, especially during the rainy season. Your leather shoes or your bread slices, if you are not going to store them properly, it will be affected by microbes. And coming to the main important topic for today, There are four main types of microorganisms. They are bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. In this, like if you take the example of bacteria, children, bacteria, they exist in many shapes, and some bacteria are useful bacteria and some bacteria are harmful bacteria. Let me tell about this lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is the same bacteria which is helpful in the formation of curd. Have you ever seen how your mom is going to prepare the curd at home, children? Curd. What will she do? First, she'll boil the milk. Later on, she will add a little drop of curd to it. That single drop of curd is having millions, is having a number of lactobacillus in it, and that lactobacillus act upon this warm milk, not exactly hot milk, warm milk, and convert it into curd. Coming to this E. coli, another example of bacteria which is present in your intestine. What is the function of this E. coli intestinal bacteria, children? According to your previous knowledge, can you please tell me? E. coli, intestinal bacteria. Yeah, can I expect answer from you? E. coli. It kills the other microbes which is going to enter. And the next group of organism is algae. And the best example is Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. As I told you earlier, Chlamydomonas is going to become going to stay single, whereas Spirogyra is a filamentous structure. Fungi, the best example is bread mold, which is going to spoil our bread. And the second one is penicillin. Here comes the useful example of fungi, penicillin. Penicillin, it's an antibiotic. Aspergillus in another example of fungi, which is also coming under, antibiotics. The last group of microorganism is protozoans. Protozoans, the best example is amoeba, which you have learned as a best example for unicellular microorganism, which is, not having structure properly. The slipper-shaped structure unicellular organism, which is a paramecium. Not only these two children, these two examples, you know one more example, like malaria causing organism. Malaria is caused by female Anopheles mosquito, which is going to carry a protozoan, Plasmodium. That means that Plasmodium comes under harmful protozoan, harmful microbe. Along with these different types of microorganisms, children, coming to today's topic, coming to present day situation, viruses. These viruses has created a much more havoc situation in the present day world. That's why you and me are having these online classes. Okay, viruses are also the microorganisms, but there are it is little bit different to that of other microbes, because it needs host to reproduce. It needs host. Usually outside the host, it is inactive. When it comes to the host inside the body, usually like host comes under what? Either it will be a bacteria, plants, or animals, or even human beings also. It will come inside the host, use up all the host machinery, causes a lot of diseases, and the entire host control will be under the viruses. Then why scientists are not able to prepare vaccine for the virus, children? Can anybody tell me? Viruses, there should be some antibiotic, right? Antibiotic which is going to kill the other microbes, because these viruses will be acting like one way in your body, and it will be acting like another way in my body. It depends upon individual to individual. This is a reason why this bacteria, this corona vaccine, we are not able to make it out, because the biochemical pathway of these viruses keeps on changing. It depends upon the host to host. And some other viruses include this cold, influenza, cough, some other chicken pox, AIDS, all these diseases are caused by viruses. These are some pictures of bacteria, algae, protozoans, and fungi. You can have a look at my screen, children. The different shapes of bacteria is given over here. Spiral shape, rod shape bacteria, Chlamydomonas, Pyrogera is shown, and protozoans like amoeba and paramecium you can have a look. And some of the fungi include bread mold, penicillium, and aspergillus. These are the various pictures of bacteria, different microorganisms, children. And here comes our hero of today, virus. You can see exactly the virus structure is similar to our coronavirus. Its shape is like a crown. That's why the name has come into an existence. Now coming to friend and foe. Is this microorganism, how it is going to be important in our day-to-day life, and how is it going to cause diseases, and some friendly microbes and some useful, harmful microbes we will discuss today. Like, some microorganisms are helpful in making the curd from milk. As I told you, the best example is lactobacillus, and some bacteria like some fungi like yeast is helpful in making the bread. And commercial use of this microorganism include, like in the bread manufacturing, in the alcohol, wine production. Yeast is used in a large scale industry for preparation of all those materials, children. And the process of conversion of this sugar into alcohol, we'll call it as fermentation. And this fermentation is first discovered by Louis Pasteur. And coming to medicinal use of microorganisms, as I told you, antibiotics are some medicines which are injected in our body. Even you can ask your parents, you might have taken vaccines against so many diseases when you are in childhood. Okay, those antibiotics, antibiotics are vaccines, are going to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism which is being injecting. This is somehow now, please try to relevant to the present situation. People are eagerly waiting for corona vaccine, because if that corona vaccine is injected in your body, in future, if you are going to get that coronavirus is being entering your body, that vaccine is going to stop the growth of the corona. That is how the people are, that is how the scientists are working on that vaccine nowadays. So some sort of antibiotics can be prepared from these microorganisms, and it's not like antibiotic is there, we can kill any microorganism, so unnecessarily we should not take it. However, these antibiotics is not at all going to be against this cold or flu, because they are caused by viruses. Viruses are, as I told you, their biochemical pathways are different. And unless or until doctor is going to prescribe, you should not take antibiotic on your own. And once you have started taking the antibiotic, you should complete the course, like 3 days or 5 days. Doctor might have prescribed you, and that prescribed course definitely you should. And my suggestion for you is, please don't take antibiotics. And one of the best are Alexander Fleming. Actually, when he was discussing, when he was working on the culture of disease causing the bacteria, all of a sudden he discovered this penicillin. And penicillin nowadays is in fact, it is going to be used to kill as an antibiotic. It is going to kill various bacteria, and the mold has been prepared from the penicillin, and this penicillin is effective against many other bacterial infection. And in this regard, we need to discuss about the vaccine. We have polio vaccine, we have chickenpox vaccine. Just discuss with the parents and let me know tomorrow to how many antibiotics you have taken. Doctors during your, immediately when a child is born, they'll give BCG vaccine, injectable polio vaccine, some sort of flu vaccine, pneumonia vaccine, rotaviral, different vaccines you might have taken. And all those vaccines are going to fight against various diseases what you are going to get it in your future. And another important usage of these microbes is, like, microbes are helpful. It's an important advantage of microbe is it helps in the increasing soil fertility. How is that possible? Nitrogen, which is an important component of the plants to derive their amino acids, to derive their proteins. However, Even though a large quantity of nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, that nitrogen will not be able to used up directly by the plants. So in that regard, that's why there are few bacteria. Those are called as biological nitrogen fixers, and the best example is Rhizobium. Rhizobium convert atmospheric nitrogen into the soluble form and make it available to the plants so that plants will derive their proteins. And these microbes are best examples of decomposers. They are going to decompose the dead and decaying organic plants and animals, even the human beings also, so that in a way they are cleaning our environment. So, these are all the positive aspects what we have discussed so far. Coming to harmful microorganisms, some of the microorganisms causes diseases, and such microbes are called as pathogens. And these microbial infections can be passing on from infected person to healthy persons, and those diseases are called as communicable diseases. Some examples like cholera, common cold, chicken, especially viral infections are very harmful, and they get transfer. You know now about the corona. Now let us discuss about the corona. What are the symptoms we have? What are the things that you should be followed? Preventive measures like you should always sanitize your hand or wash your hand probably, or maintain social distancing so that you can break the chain of virus getting transmitted from infected person to healthy person. So this is all about the microbes, and some insects and animals, they'll act like a carriers in carrying diseases. One such example is a housefly. Another example is a mosquito, which is carrying plasmodium, which is a malaria causing bacteria. And here is a list of some diseases and mode of transmission from one person to other person, and different diseases are given, like tuberculosis, which is caused by bacteria, and then measles, chickenpox, caused by virus, and mode of transmission is air or through contact. Cholera and typhoid from water, contaminated water. That's why you should always drink boiling water. Hepatitis A, example, it is also caused by virus, and its mode of transmission is water. And the malaria, protozoan, mosquito. And these are some common diseases caused by microbes, children. And it's not, microbes are not only causing diseases for human beings, they equally cause diseases in animals also. One such example is an anthrax disease caused by the bacterium in case of sheep. And even they are going to cause diseases in plants like citrus canker, some tobacco mosaic virus is there, rice paddy blast disease. There are different plants. You can see like as if somebody has burnt those leaves and tomatoes are spoiled. All these are diseases which we are going to get it from microorganisms. And some list is given over here, children. And this is all about this is about some sort of microbes, how they are, useful and harmful microbes, what we have discussed, children. Now next I'll present a screen regarding some video, Tata Class-Edge video I'm going to share so that you can understand in a better way about these microbes. I hope you all can see, children. Now let us study in detail about these microbes. Till now, so far I have explained about harmful microbes and some disease causing microbes. And until here, I'll show about some small video from Tata Class-Edge so that you can understand in a better way. I hope it's clear. You can see so many microbes over there, children.
Microorganisms are the smallest and the simplest living organisms that are found on planet Earth, which are invisible to our naked eyes.
You cannot see them.
They are omnipresent and are found everywhere in the air, water, soil, etc., and can be seen only under a microscope.
So even though it is present everywhere, you can't
They
see
are also
them.
present in millions within the human body,
Within the
which are
human body.
harmless and have become a part of human body flora. They can survive in extreme conditions like hot springs to polar regions and deserts to marshy lands. They can also survive too acidic and
and
too
too
alkaline
alkaline
environment.
environment also. So that means with this, in this video, what did you learn? You have learned that microbes are present everywhere, and it can tolerate to high temperatures and even to the cold temperatures also. Okay, so that's why I told you it is cosmopolitan in distribution. It is omnipresent everywhere, even inside the human body also. And the scientist who is going to study about the microorganisms will call them as microbiologists. So let us
Let's take
have
a
a
look
small
at the microorganisms
experiment. Let's
present around
conduct
us
go
under
through
a
a small
microscope.
experiment so that you can understand in a better way that
Some moist
microorganisms do
soil is
exist
collected
everywhere.
in a beaker. Then, some
Just
water
add
is
small
added to
water
the
to
beaker
it. Take a drop of water.
and the soil is allowed to settle down. A drop of water is taken from the beaker and put on a
Just put it on a
glass
slide.
slide.
Cover it with a glass slide over there.
Then,
Just
the
put it under
glass slide is
microscope.
covered with a cover slip and placed under a microscope. When observed under a microscope, many microorganisms of
So
different
different
shapes and sizes
microorganisms you
are
will be
seen.
able to see. With that, you can understand that microorganisms do present
Based on the characteristics they possess,
different environments.
microorganisms are classified into 4 groups: bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoa. Click a tab to learn more.
So varieties of microorganisms, just now we have discussed, like depending upon the organic microorganisms are classified into various types. First one is bacteria. Let us study in detail about them. These are
Bacteria
different
are
bacteria.
unicellular prokaryotic microorganisms which occur in various sizes and shapes like spherical, rod-shaped, comma-shaped, and spiral. They
these
cause
are
diseases
few-
like cholera, pneumonia, typhoid,
As I told you, like these microorganisms equally, like it is helpful for the humankind and they are going to cause the diseases, and disease causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. And you can see the examples, different examples of bacteria. I think you can mention a note in your notebooks about this, like cholera caused by Vibrio cholerae, pneumonia, Streptococcus pneumoniae, typhoid, Salmonella typhi. Tuberculosis is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So these are the varieties of bacteria, pathogens which is causing human diseases in human beings. Coming to fungi.
Fungi may be unicellular like yeast or multicellular like Rhizopus.
Rhizopus.
As they lack chlorophyll, nutrition is heterotrophic. They may be saprotrophic, parasitic,
Saprotrophic
or
means they depend,
symbiotic.
they'll be present on dead organic. They'll depend on
Many
others.
fungi like red mold spoil our food, and some cause skin infections
Diseases.
such as
So mostly
ringworm in
fungi,
humans.
fungal infections. Fungi. Our skin infections are because of you. Even your dandruff is also because of your fungi only. Because of the fungi. The next group of microorganisms is algae.
Algae are photosynthetic microorganisms that can synthesize their own food due to the presence of chlorophyll. They exhibit various forms such as microscopic unicellular and multicellular colonial, filamentous, and giant forms.
So these are the various examples of algae. Coming to protozoans, these members exclusively
Are
going to cause
unicellular,
many diseases.
eukaryotic microorganisms with heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Some protozoa are
Depends
saprophytic
upon
or
dead and decaying
parasitic in
organic
nature.
matter. Parasitic, like Plasmodium, it is
Parasitic
present in
protozoans
both.
cause various diseases in humans, such
Yes,
as
it
malaria
lives in the
fever,
through
amoebic
mosquito. It is going to
dysentery,
get
and
transferred to us,
diarrhea.
and it is going to cause malarial fever. Even your diarrhea is because of giardia, and amoebic dysentery is because of entamoeba histolytica. It's one of the example of protozoans. I think with this you have understood about various, introduction. What are microbes and varieties of microbes which has been existed. It's clear for you. Now I'll show you one more video wherein you can understand a lot about various useful microbes what we have discussed so far. Friendly and harmful microbes. I'll just show you, I'll just share a small video. With this you can understand in a clear way how exactly are these microbes going to help you. Pathogenic microbes. Pathogenic microorganisms, the one which is going to cause diseases.
Pathogenic microbes. Pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Let's look at some of the microbes and their pathogenicity. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome, more popularly known as AIDS, is caused by the human immunodeficiency virus known as HIV. HIV
Usually
is a
these viral
retrovirus.
infections are dreadful. And in this, coming to this HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus means the whole immunity of the human being is going to come down. Even for the small infection, these human beings, these AIDS patients will not be able to, get the cure. Usually, inborn immunity will be there to fight against any sort of disease. But because of this HIV virus, immunity will come down actually.
Meaning it is a virus containing only RNA and not DNA. Therefore, it cannot replicate outside of living host cells.
These are
While a
various
large number
lots
of
of
bacteria
diseases
are
shown
harmless to
in your
humans,
picture,
some even
which is going to
beneficial,
cause a lot
A
of
few are
disturbances for
pathogenic,
humankind.
causing several diseases. The two major bacteria shapes are Coccus, which is spherical, and Bacillus, which is rod-like.
Rod-like. Means depending
Paired
upon the shape, the
cocci
name
are
is
referred to as diplococci, meaning two spherical bacteria occur in pairs. Streptococcus pneumonia is the most common cause of pneumonia in adults. Streptococcus pyogenes, popularly referred to
all
as
these are bacteria
Strep
only, but the
A,
names are given in
appears
that
as
way
rows
because
or
of their
chains of cells.
circular nature, or because their spiral nature, or because of their comma
Streptococcus
shape. Actually,
pyogenes
not
is a
nature,
common
because of the shape.
bacterium, often found on the surface of the skin and inside the throat. It causes bacterial
Sometimes
pharyngitis
you'll get
or
the throat
strep throat
infection because of
in
the
both adults
bacteria only.
and children. Neisseria gonorrhea is a diplococcus bacterium that causes gonorrhea. Staphylococcus bacteria appear as grape-like clusters. Most species of these bacteria are harmless, although
So
some can
all
cause pink
these are
eye
the pathogens
and
what I
produce
am showing
toxins
here.
that cause food poisoning.
Even your food is going to spoil because of bacteria.
Bacillus anthracis is a
This is
rod-like
an
bacterium that
anthrax
causes
causing
anthrax.
bacteria in sheep.
Bacillus cereus causes
Equal
intestinal
importance is also
infections.
there. Like your curd is fermentation bacteria, fermenting bacteria. Or so many are there. Like positive sides and negative
Salmonella
sides. Both
enterica
are there.
causes diarrhea.
Let me
Salmonella
share
typhi
one more video wherein now all these pathogens you have seen. You are seeing only pathogens. Now I'll show you about useful microbes. Even in the food preservation, the microbes are being used. Like salt you will add, or you'll prepare the jams or jellies. Yeah. The last one for today's class, children. After this, we'll wind up our class, and I'll ask few questions to all of you. Harmful and
Harmful and useful microorganisms. Microorganisms are simply organisms that are microscopic, meaning that they can be seen only through the magnification of a microscope. Bacteria, algae, fungi, and protozoa are major microorganism groups. Some bacteria can cause diseases such as cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis, and diphtheria, candidiasis, aspergillosis,
these are about the
ringworm,
pathogenic
and
microbes.
athlete's foot are infections caused by fungi. Protozoans are known to cause
Malaria.
diseases in humans, including malaria
Giardia,
and
enterobiasis.
amoebiasis. While many of us tend to think of microorganisms as harmful, there are actually some which can be beneficial. Many bacteria and fungi are used in the production of antibiotics,
So
such as
these are
penicillin,
now in this video you can
tetracycline,
see the usefulness of the
erythromycin,
microbes.
and
Like
streptomycin.
as we have discussed that microbes are helpful in the production of antibiotics. You can see so many antibiotics in front of your screen, like erythromycin, penicillin, tetracycline, streptomycin. All these are the examples of some vaccines which is being prepared from microorganisms.
Antibiotics are medicines used to stop the invasion of other pathogenic microorganisms.
Some
Rhizobium
bacteria helpful in the
and
fixation
bloom
of
algae help
fixation
absorb
of
nitrogen
atmospheric
from the
nitrogen
atmosphere and enrich soil through the process of nitrogen fixation.
and decomposing bacteria.
Many
Which
bacteria
decomposes
convert
these
dead
dead bodies, or
animals or
else you
plants
can't
into
stay
simple
along
and
your
useful
life with the
substances
dead
through
bodies
the
and all.
process of decomposition.
So these
Lactobacillus
are
bacteria are
lactobacillus. Now
used to
you can just
convert
look at
milk
the
into
screen,
curds
lactobacillus.
and in making cheeses. Yeast is used in baking breads and
Baking.
cakes and in making wines
Yeast,
through fermentation.
lactobacillus. Several mushroom is
Some
an edible
fungi,
fungi.
such as mushrooms, are consumed as food. Summary.
So these are,
Microorganisms.
we have learned, I just introduced your lesson, and we have discussed a few points regarding usefulness of the bacteria and harmfulness of the bacteria. Let me ask a few questions regarding today's lesson, children. Are you ready for the questions?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Okay. What role is played by microbes in the environment? Vardhan, can you give me answer for this question? What role is played by the microorganism in the environment? Just select one right option. Vardhan? Sadhana? What role is played by microorganisms in the environment? Anybody else? I think they have some network issue. Anybody else? What role is played by microorganisms in environment?
Is it decomposers?
Very good. Very good. Decomposers. Then next question. The most common carrier of communicable disease. We learned about some carriers. Some animals are also going to become a carrier of so many diseases, like they are going to carry some microbes. What is the most common carrier of communicable disease?
Housefly. Housefly.
Very good. Very good. Housefly. Next. Which one of the following industries involve the use of microorganisms? The most common one, I'm just asking. Just select the right option.
Antibiotics, teacher.
Very
The
good.
production of antibiotics.
Production of antibiotics. Very good, children. I hope you all have understood it very well. Cholera is caused by. Actually, let me give. Okay, why any hint? Please tell me. Cholera is caused by. What is the causative organism of cholera? Any one of you? Vibrio cholera. Actually.
Vibrio.
Yeah, Clostridium is a
Vibrio.
bacteria. Yeah, all others are bacteria which is going to spoil the food or some sort of infections they are going to cause. Yeah. Now select one of the bacterial disease. Select one of the bacterial disease. Polio, it's a virus. Okay, just work out and just tell me. Bacteria. Bacterial disease. Somebody, at least some trial you give, no?
Option C,
It's tetanus. Very good. Then next. Which of the following is caused by protozoan? Protozoan.
Malaria.
Very good. Okay. Okay, let me wind up our today's class. Just pay attention, children. Like we have learned today about what exactly are the microbes. We have learned about various organisms, I mean, classification of the microbes. And we have linked up our today's topic with the present day scenario with the virus which has been affecting our day-to-day life. And today's home task is, please collect some information. I mean, just sit with your parents and just try to collect information regarding the vaccines which we have taken, which you have taken in your childhood. That is one aspect that you have to do. That is a home task for you. And the next task is like collect about viral diseases. Like we were suffering with this corona and all. Now, please try to find out about some other viral infections which the people has been dealing with. Now we are dealing with corona, right? In our past, which viral diseases was the people most likely to they have suffered actually? Can you do it, children? I'm going to ask you tomorrow. What are the two works for you? One is to find out about the vaccination you had in your childhood. The second one is like how we are suffering with corona now. People might have suffered with some other infection. Let it be viral or let it be bacteria. You need to collect the data about the disease which the people has suffered with. Right, children?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
That's all for today, children. I'll meet you in the next class.
Okay, teacher.